Paldean Fates booster bundle displays explode, up 4% overnight. They're at 1265. I thought this was a typo for a sec, and I'd like to think this was in response to my video yesterday where I said that hey, it's really undervalued compared to 151. If you looked at the value of the booster bundle displays compared to booster bundles, like this actually looks like how 151 looks like. Booster bundles are roughly, let's say 13 $14 a pack, and then bundle space are roughly 20-ish dollars a pack. Like it's actually mirroring 151 prices pretty nicely. 151 bundles are I haven't done the prices for that yet, but it was around like it's usually around 80 to 90. And yeah, Paldean Fates is for the booster bundles, they are heading actually toward $90. There's actually a big buyout of bundles, and they're pretty much after this one. There's one cheaper seller. It's pretty much a $90 product, and you see 60 sold, 50 sold today. But yeah, this thing up. It's been selling for 900 the last couple of days. I said it was pretty cheap, and I said people were buying at the 900s, and then it went up 367 overnight, just going crazy. Trading Card World listing disappeared, and even I actually found Trading Card World's website, and this is the bundle display. It's sold out. They're selling for most of $1,000. I think what happened is that someone bought up a lot of them from Trading Card World, and so they delisted. And after that, like there's no longer a price setting. Trading Card World is the main reason why this product was so cheap, relative to 151, and now that's gone. And yeah, we're seeing just crazy things. Now it's like this was sort of like one of the obvious investments because I was calling this out even when it was like $800 commonly. So now it's like you could have like went up 50% in a very short amount of time. Paldean Fates is going crazy. I am seeing just a lot of people have like it's really like in a race of 151. Like packs are actually more expensive than 151 right now. And the bundle, a lot of the things are going to similar pricing right now, at least bundle wise. And I don't know how the ETBs will do, but yeah, Paldean Fates, a lot of people have a lot of confidence in it. So I'm picking that up in 151 personally. But I already talked about bundles, ETBs. They are. Actually, I want to talk about the PCTBs first. But about that, PCTBs over here, they're still making a run to $500. So two sold yesterday. There's see one left, and then $500 and 505, 510. So PCTBs are making a run, and with all this clamor of Paldean Fates, I wouldn't be surprised if it affects more expensive things. Like cheapest you can get is like bundles are $14 a pack now. Loose packs finally make more sense. Um, and yeah, loose packs. There's only one seller selling them 12.50 now. They've been like hovering toward $13 for a while, and now the $13 per pack mark does make a lot more sense. And the ETBs they sold two yesterday, three today, so demand increased. These are heading back toward 245. I forgot to say for bundles displays, they sold 10 yesterday. Yeah, people just bought out a lot of these. If you look at the sales, people bought all the 900 to $1,000 ones recently. Someone did pay probably 1,200, but most of the sales have been below the $1,000 mark. I don't know if more people will list more, but yeah, people don't list more. Like this is a pretty intense price gap. There's only three listed right now, so the price is really extreme right now. If you know anyone who has these and or has bundles and they don't really know about the price increase, I would get on these probably. Our 151 bundle displays are going crazy, so I'm recording this after I record the Paldean Fates, and I realized Nostalgianomics released a video on bundle displays. Kind of talk about the same thing I've been seeing all along, because I track the price for packs, so it's really obvious. Just look at the numbers, and yeah, as a result, even these 151 bundle displays have shot up to 1400. They're a little different than the Paldean ones because it's not that as much of a rise, and Trinko Roll still has about 500 of these, so. I'm not sure if it's going to rise. They'll probably raise their price once they see people start buying these. But yeah, these have suddenly risen. These have got more value. Now these are about $23 a pack versus normal bundles are $14 a pack. There's a lot of 151 activity. And yeah, it's just like, I don't know. We're going on rotation in like 6 months now. And I don't even know what's going to happen. Like things are already rising a lot more when everyone's talking about crashing. Bundles, they did drop in the mail with some. I think only about 20 bundles were sold. But these are going toward $90. So you see like $90 over here. So these are getting really expensive. Paldean Fates is getting really expensive. Like Paldean Fates and 151 are following a lot of similar patterns, at least for the basic things. Things like the ETBs and stuff, like they're not as much, but the bundle displays are similarly priced. The bundle is similarly priced. The packs are similarly priced. So there are a lot of parallels with Paldean Fates. 151 packs, 750 sold coins to the graph. When I added it up, actually had less sold for some reason. So maybe I did the math wrong or something. But yeah, I deleted some of these, so I'm not really sure which one's correct. That seems a little off. Or actually, I think I might have to refresh this or something. Um, and that'll be why it's actually 750. But yeah, 750 sold. The big one was, oh yeah, I'll try this one over here. The big one is that someone bought 720 packs for $15. I don't know why I did that. $15 is way too much. Sure, it'll rise there eventually, but yeah, 15. And then, as expected, like there was one seller selling this for below $12 a pack, but now we're back at $12 a pack for 151. There's a good amount of quantity there. Blooming Waters is still so much of a better deal. Like $11 per pack, like versus $12. Like why wouldn't you just do that? Just break down the packs. Even posters are a minimum $12 a pack. So yeah, all these 151 items, people are starting to notice. Like people are starting to hold on to them a little more. And they're not gonna reprint these forever. And then for the 151 PCTBs, don't let the price fool you. So let's see, the PCTB, it's actually technically down $10, but it looks way better than yesterday. And what do I mean by that? So we were in sales yesterday. One PCTB demand has picked up after there's a pretty big slowdown. There was 8 sold on August 24th. There was 5 sold yesterday. But what I see here is that bunch of them sold, and now there's only these four, and we jump all the way to $1,000 pretty much. This is 996 pretty much. That's pretty close to $1,000. Someone even has already paid $1,000 for a PCTB, and yeah, people just bought up some of the cheaper ones already. So I'm guessing these were listed a little later, or people don't want to like buy from these guys. But yeah, these are moving up. Don't let the price fool you. These are really going to $1,000. UPCs, I'm pretty sure these are up. Yeah, they're up $15. Um, and yeah, they just reached 500 lately. You see just straight up pretty much graph. 69 left over here, and there's only 2 left, and these go to 550. So these are also jumping really quickly. The Snorlax promos from the normally to be also still getting bought out to some extent. So there was a big buyout over here. A lot of sales were like either like 50, 100, whatever. There's 123 sold a few days ago after it slowed down. Sorry, 57 sold today. Usually it's more toward like 40, so just a little more than normal. So there's still some buyouts of this. Only a small quantity, around $15, and we're still having about $16 a pack. Normally TBs sold one yesterday. Price point is still about 350, so I don't know. These might rise because these haven't been rising as much compared to other things. And then posters, yeah, they are right now around $39. And then Blooming Waters sold 30 yesterday. Like a lot of people are just they don't want to like just take advantage that people are willing to sell these for so cheap. Um, it should be a screaming buy considering the price per pack. But yeah, a lot of people I just break them down. It has been a bit of a pain because I had to like do some research on how to store loose packs and whatever. I bought some sleeves like these tarot card sleeve packs for the packs. Just storing them apparently just to store them vertical, so it's a little bit of a pain. I still haven't figured out like how to store them in what boxes because I'd love to store them flat. But everyone says like store them vertically. I don't know, but aside from that, yeah, like just add like 10 15 more cents per pack to the protection and storage, and yeah, you'll be fine. um Mini tin displays sold 2 yesterday, sold 1 today, and these are still on the rise. There is one left at 250, and we're gonna jump to 280 and 300 pretty soon. Price per pack wise, these are 1250, really not that bad for a sealed item. And these are also really, really rare. And then these binders, they still haven't had any sales. Like Barber cards really killed that. All right, as expected, Destined Rivals keeps going up. So booster boxes are up about $3 or $5, so they're almost at 330 right now, and there's only one left, and they're pretty much at 330. So as expected, Trading Card World removed their listing, or maybe it's a little later, but it's not there anymore. But Vaulted Card House was the other big seller, which has a lot of booster boxes. They've also removed their listing before, so I have a feeling that they will also, if they get a bunch of sales, they'll also remove it again. Destined Rivals is clearly still moving up, so the demand did drop a little bit to single digits for the first time in a while yesterday to 7. It does have periodic, like brief downturns, like there's just $5 over here, but in general, it does sell at least like 10 to 13 per day. 10 are already sold today, so we're doing fine. And yeah, so far the price has no real reason to really drop. Pokemon is still like in general doing pretty well. Cases are still 2065, and that is oh wait, no, should be this divided by 6. It's still 244 booster box. So you're still like a $15 difference. So yep, there's not really a reason for that. PCTBs, they dropped. They came up $5, 9 sold, and there's only one left, and then we're at $300. And kind of makes sense because Destined Rivals is so hyped right now that people are going after the PCTB. Also, Destined Rivals is very likely to get a reprint in my opinion. But the PCTB is like, sometimes they have reprints, but like they're only like at most 3 usually, and it's not going to have as much of an effect as other things. Plus, this particular ETB has a different style, which does add some value to it. And honestly, I think it looks way better this one than this one. Um, Bundles, ETBs, they're at they sold about 8 yesterday. Bundles sold about 27. And then for cases didn't sell yesterday, but they've been selling like about every day. There's sometimes day breaks. People have been buying up the ones that are under 2065, and now there's a bunch of 2065. So we'll see if there's a long period of any sales, then maybe this will drop. I got the obviously every now and then periodically some sellers will have below it. Right now we're at kind of a new point for booster box cases. We've risen back up to 2065, and we'll see if we can surpass any new highs. All right, Crown Zenith ETB is finally get to a new high 191. I know that's not doesn't sound like a big deal because the previous high was about 190 or so, but it is a pretty big deal because this has been set into motion ever since August 24th happened, and there was a buyout of all the cheaper ETBs, and it was set to go into motion. This would go to 195, and the main reason this hasn't gone to 195 is that there's just excess supply around 190 from a couple of sellers. But now we're finally at 195 range. Crown Zenith has been getting less attention than like newer sets like Paldean Fates at 151. Like Scarlet Violet just had so many good specialty sets that like Prismatic 151 and Paldean Fates like they did a great job with that. Bundles have been definitely selling more lately, seeing more consistent demand and more higher demand. Um, and what do you see in the graph? Yeah, you just see like a downturn in demand and then an upturn recently. And yeah, they're heading past like 110. They're heading toward 115, even 120 pretty soon. Like they're just a lot of people aren't selling bundles. It's really a supply issue. It's starting to become its own collectible sort of thing. Bundles were one of the last products to be released, and I don't think they printed it as much as Sea and Sky, or most people are just holding it because there's no need to sell a bundle, but like there's a lot of need to sell Sea and Sky because of the space. Packs have been selling really badly. Only like one sold yesterday, and then 9 packs sold today. I'm still seeing the same thing where like there's only about 8 packs below 1335. Sea and Sky had 5 sold yesterday, pretty good. I'm still waiting for these to hit 185, which is down here where JM Sneakers is. Everyone else has like less quantity right now. And then the PCTBs finally had another sale. They seem to be selling like every 1 to 3 days. And yeah, we're just trying to make a play for $500 still. All right, Mega Evolution. The main price change is that the enhanced booster boxes went back up to 300. They were at like 292. This one's gonna be very volatile because there's not a lot of them being listed. So there's only 3 over here. So expect this to be very volatile. So the demand for this box has dropped a lot. I saw this happen with Journey Together. We're like about like 4 to 6 weeks before release, somewhere around that time, there was a big spike, and then you just see demand drop a bunch, and it's really dropped quite a bit. Like it was in like it's getting to the 40s, but even if you add both boxes together, 27 plus 5 is only like about 30 sold, not really a lot. Some of the demand shifts for Mega Evolution before was getting to the enhanced box, but now like overall the number of booster boxes sold is kind of low now. So we'll kind of see how it happens. Like I still see potential rises to like 315 or whatever, but yeah, there keeps being enough supply at the around 230 that people are probably getting a little antsy. They want to sell for $300. Um, Mega Evolution ETBs, yeah, demand did drop as well to 12. It was around like the 20s for this. PCTBs didn't sell yesterday. Demand is actually slowing down after selling pretty consistently. But there's only 2, so that's also a factor. Bundles are selling pretty consistently at about 15 now. And then cases didn't sell yesterday. They were actually going up. When I look at the price per pack, cases are still the way to go because it's about $8 versus 8 25,833. But we're not exactly sure what the price will be at release. Alright, Prismatic. So booster bonus displays have been a talk, and another one sold for Prismatic the first time in about a month, or let's see, that's 15 days, so 2 weeks. It's from Catch 'em All Collect, and it's funny because there was a bunch of these listed for 1,200, and they were taken down, and people didn't buy them. I think this is a reaction to the booster bonus display for 151 Paldean Fates. So Prismatic isn't quite the same scenario because Prismatic is still being printed. It's just that we're not really getting distribution stuff. I don't really know how many bundle space there are. A lot of people have opened their stuff in order to just sell products. And the price per pack is comparable to Palladium Fates and 151. I think in the future this is a fine price for nowadays. Like booster bundles are kind of cheap enough that it's not fully as worth it. But yeah, there's some activity. You can see based on the sale the why they haven't been selling like as well. But it is following the same pattern. ETB cases they have been selling more recently. I think some of these were the cheaper cases for 900, but another one sold yesterday. I think that was also for about 900. So now we're back to about $128 in ETB. ETBs are selling about 40 yesterday, so still doing pretty well. We're still at the $100 mark essentially. This is like 90, just under $100. And you're seeing it go to like 102, 103. Super premium collections. I think that these, I do kind of want some of these, but I'm not sure if I should prioritize these over 151, especially since they are a little bulky. The six sold yesterday, and they are still heading toward 230. PCTBs sold four yesterday, six today, and demand is still all right. It took a little break, but still pretty decent. It's not necessarily rising as fast as it was before. I think it will pick up back again, but there's a little more craze in 151 right now. Prismatic bundles they sold 23 yesterday, 40 today, so kind of normal demand. And the price is about the same. The number of packs sold for Prismatic, there's something wrong on my connection right now because I opened some tabs or something. So about 50 packs at least sold yesterday. Packs are still selling for about $10. For prices, like the main changes were tin displays went down dollar, PCTs went down about $1 as well. Tin displays sold for about 208, and they're just gradually going down like $1 like every day, every other day. And then binders, they're down to about 69. Three sold yesterday, two sold today, and they still struggle to break $70. Our Final Fantasy playbox cases are going back up to about 1400, so look at that. Mega packs are back up to about 140. Collector packs are dropping to like about $1, and playboxes are up about $1. So let's look at collector boxes. So demand has kind of returned back to normal. It's about 15 per day, so 14 sold, 11 already sold today, so that's pretty good for that. I do see prices kind of going back to like 1320 a little bit. There's a little less bunch up, but there's still a little bit of bunch up. And then but there's a ton of bunch up around 1350 right now for cases. I'm a little surprised the 8300 one didn't sell. I guess there's another one here for about 8350. But yeah, there's some deals on collector box cases right now. Price per pack for these is still pretty fine. About $115. Like it's still way cheaper than buying loose packs. A low collector box is the cheapest price pack. Like it's a $20 difference in the same packs, and so it's pretty crazy. Um, these are collector box packs are still selling pretty consistently. About 15. Before that, they were around 16 to 18. There was one slower day, 11. They're still selling pretty well. MVP Sports Games is still the one who undercuts, and people are starting to follow suits. I guess, with the stagnation, there's a more consistency around the 130 price. Mega packs sold six yesterday, and so yeah, that's kind of I don't know. It's kind of all over the place on mega packs actually, so I'll say that's all right. But the price is pretty consistent around 140. Japanese boxes sold zero yesterday, one today, and a bunch of a 690. So maybe it'll keep going. Like if these become like $400, that's probably way too cheap, but we'll kind of see. Um, Play boxes sold about it's been selling still about 30. The mass picked back up a little bit. Still the range is still about 245, 250. So the cases now there were 10 yesterday, I think, if I remember correctly. Now there's eight. The mana still only picked up. So two sold yesterday, two sold today. Yeah, people bought some of the cheaper cases plus a $1,500 case. And yeah, we're getting back to about $1,400 cases, and you're starting to see a good amount of supply shift above 1400, so that's a good sign. For gift bundles, they sold 6 yesterday, 5 today, so the demand was kind of going up, and now it's kind of going back down. Still around 195 for these. Spiderman still around 880 a box. Demand has picked up a little bit. It went down, it's like 5 to 9. Now it's about like 10 or 11. And the Spider-Man playbox around the same price, around 204. 23 sold yesterday. All right, joined together, we see cases reach a new high. So this is the enhanced box case. It's at $1,400 now. So that brings the total. It's up $33. It brings the total up to 233 booster box, 262 for the other one. And so the cheapest you can get this is about 229 now on TCG Player. So this is gradually rising, and yeah, even cases, everything's kind of rising together as expected. So yeah, one did sell today. So that's someone bought like the last cheaper box, and yeah, now we're back to 1400. There's about 1400 right now. Gear 5 was sort of the lower price seller. I guess they've kind of raised their prices up a little bit. And then for the non-enhanced box, supposedly, yeah, there were 2 sold yesterday, and there's only 1 left. This price isn't showing here, but it shows down here for it's about 229. So this is heading toward 231, 235. That's sort of where it's going. There were 9 bought today, so there's some activity for joining together. Just at a basic thing, like all booster boxes are around like 230 now. So like joining together has no reason to really be below that. And then for the other booster box line at 250, so it's been demand has picked up lately back to about 2 per day. So people are buying them out a little more about the 250 price. And then PCTBs, they sold 5 yesterday, and they are making a run toward. There's one more left until we hit 139 and 143. So these are about to make a run. They're heading toward 150. Black Bolt White Flare. So I'm going to go over the highlights of this. So PCTB demand has suddenly rise. So 25 PCTB sold between the 2 sets. So 11 over here, and then for White Flare, 15 sold. So suddenly a spike for both products. A lot of them do have similar behaviors. I'm not that surprised because PCTBs are so every PCTB that I'm kind of tracking, like Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Prismatic, Black and Whites, all of them, even though they're still recent, they are having good amount of buying activity or price rises. They have slowed down sometimes too. Bundles, they're dropping back down to, let's say, about 40 sold. For White Flare, it's about 60, 55, 60. So still a good amount of bundle demand. There's price is still really good for these, so it kind of makes sense. People do like bundles as well. For normally TBs, so Black Bolt sold 20, so it's a kind of normal. And binders, they sold about 7, also kind of normal. And posters sold about 14, a little normal / a little higher. And then for White Flare ETB, sold about 27. It's kind of dropped a little bit from the 35s. And then for binders, they sold 10. So it's a little about the same or a little higher. That wraps things up for this video. I hope you walked away with a better understanding of the market. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more deep dives in the Pokemon market. Tell me what's the next big investment you're considering in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later.